This is the Barber Dime. It is a beautiful reflection of a time gone by. Join me today as you will get a glimpse of this coin on the culture of currency. This little dime is a bit worn, as you can see. The best thing about older coins that have seen a bit of wear, in my opinion, is not the ornate design, but rather the date. This is a marker that lets me dive deep into the elaborate journey this coin could have lived. Value of a coin like this in this condition, in my estimate, would only be around $4 to $10. Nothing amazing, but a heck of a lot more than the face value of 10 cents. An excellent shaped version that's in almost uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated would be a huge find, but there's something just as valuable or more valuable in coins such as this, and that is the value and story behind the date. The year, 1911. This Barber dime was struck into existence as a face was cast upon a planchet. His brothers had been struck just as he from dates 1896 to 1916, but today was his day. He was new to the world, shiny and bright, cast into a canvas bag and distributed to the unknown. If only the mint master and chief engraver Charles Barber knew one day this coin would be called a Barber dime after its creator. In the year 1911, this little dime could have seen the first reciprocal trade agreement between Canada and the United States, or maybe bore witness to the terror that was a bolt of lightning that struck and destroyed the Capitol building of Missouri. It could have heard the rumble of prop planes carrying scribbles of memories as airmail began to circulate above head. The M1911 was in its infancy and adopted as the firearm for the military, and 34 oil companies were created, including things like Exxon, as Standard Oil was decided to be a monopoly. Speaking of monopoly, this was the year we lost Milton Bradley, the famous board game creator. This was a time of war in Mexico, our southern neighbors, and a time of racing in the United States as the first Indianapolis 500 was ran. It was in May that this dime may have heard the chatter of excitement as words crossed the Atlantic of the launching of the RMS Titanic. That boat still seems to haunt us, as we've seen in recent days. This dime could have been passed across a counter as Frank Mars created Mars Incorporated, bringing delight to all in the fashion of Mars bars and M&Ms. Italy would declare war on the Ottoman Empire, and a French battleship would explode, killing 300. The Republic of China was established in October of this year, and the Philadelphia Athletics would take the World Series in 6 games over the New York Giants. Chevrolet was established as an American brand, which, by the way, Chevrolet was the name of a popular French race car driver. In this year, the South Pole was finally reached, and Ronald Reagan was born. All of these amazing things were in the year 1911. It is currently 2023, and this coin was recently placed in my hand. 112 years have passed. This coin in 1 year could have seen so many things. In 112 years, there's no telling how many pockets have held it. There's no telling how many times this dime has crossed the counter of a Mercantile or Macy's. There's no telling what great conversations have been discussed in its presence, or what wisdom this Barber dime could grant us if only it could speak upon its experience. Coins like this should remind us of our past. They should remind us of who we once were as a nation. It should celebrate where we are and reflect upon the intangibles of life. Though our world is now challenging, I would argue that it was a lot more challenging in 1911, and yet here we read on coins even today, the United States of America, the emphasis being on states that are united, which is required and necessary for America to exist. I pray we stay united forever, and I pray we return to our founding of this land, where the states rule the government and not the other way around. These states unite for a common good and are not there to be told what's good. United States, that is where our greatness lies. Out of many, one. Thank you so much as always. And please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.